It's wonderful. No, I've had the best time being home this week and just eating my way through Athens. I've had the best time. I got a Waffle House. I was raised on all four Southern food groups: sugar, salt, grease, and alcohol. I've had them all four this week. I have a healthy friend who was trying to get me to go on a cleanse. I was like, ooh, what is that? She goes, well, the first week you eat air. And then the next week you can have juice. And then the third week you get to have a grape. And it cleanses your body. I said, you know what? I will not join you on that one. You can join me, though, on my clog. I'm just going to continue to eat processed meats and cheeses and chocolates until I explode. And I think it kind of does the same thing, quite honestly. So I try real hard to be healthy. I go to the gym. There's some scary people at my gym. Scary people. Not the weightlifting, sweaty people that you think would be scary. These are the people like me, just middle-aged people trying to be at the gym. Our feet hurt. Our knees hurt. Our backs hurt. We eat Tylenol like Tic Tacs, just getting through the gym. Here's an example. I'm a swimmer. Y'all, my shoulder has hurt since August of 2017. Every day I get up and have to calculate how many Tylenol I can take without dissolving my liver. So not too long ago, it was really bad, so I called the doctor. He said, come in, we're going to do an x-ray because you might have a rotator cuff tear. I said, great. I went in on a Friday. He took the x-ray. He said, somebody will call you on Monday with the results. I'm like, perfect. Monday came, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, into the following week, no phone call, nothing whatsoever. I finally called the office. I got intake nurse Marcia, who says to me, well, have you looked in your portal? Yeah. People have a portal. We're on our own, people. We're now in charge. I said, yes, Marcia, I looked in my portal. And she said, well, what's the problem? I said, I can see that there's an x-ray in there, but I'm not an x-ray technician. Nor am I a physician, mostly because my physics professor was a weirdo who tried to kill a little boy with a goat. But it's like a completely unrelated story. And I said, but here's what I can tell you, Marcia, from looking at my own x-ray. I have a skeleton inside my body. But if you're telling me that I am now responsible for my own medical diagnosis through the portal, I would like to order a rotator cuff tear surgery, a breast lift, and a tummy tuck. Thank you, Marcia. We're on our own, people. So I live up in Maine now, which is hazardous to your health. It's wintertime is kind of tough up there. It's hard. So year before last, 2 days before I was going to the national championship game in Indianapolis, I fell in my driveway. Woo! Go Dogs! Go Dogs! Go Dogs! I fell in my driveway, y'all. I fractured my tailbone 2 days before I was supposed to drive to Indianapolis. So I went right to the orthopedic walk-in clinic, and they did an x-ray, and they said, well, this looks like a fracture, this little line here, maybe a fracture. It doesn't matter because the treatment is the same thing, which is nothing. Yes, nothing. I said, you could have saved me $500 on the x-ray, but thank you. So I drove to Indianapolis, and we won, and I drove back home, and my bottom still hurt really bad. So they said, well, come back in. We're going to do an MRI, see what's going on. So if y'all have had an MRI, which a lot of people have, you know it's a giant magnet that spins around. It's kind of scary, so they have to ask you these preliminary questions before you go in there. The first one they asked me was, do you have any bullets or shrapnel in your body? Now, I knew this was important, so I was like, ooh, have I been shot and forgot about it? I don't think so. The second question was, are you now or have you ever been? I'm like, ooh, here comes the sex question. A welder. I was like, well, just once, but that was in college and we were drunk and I don't think that counts. But the third question was my favorite one. Do you have any shards of metal or metal fragments in your eyeballs? In your eyeballs. And I thought, ooh, they wouldn't ask this question if somebody's eyeballs had not exploded in the MRI tube. Right. Some poor fella forgot to tell him he had metal fragments in his eyeballs. And he went through there and that happened. And they came out and they're like, ooh, we better put that on the questionnaire. For the next one. So it turns out I did have a fracture from the MRI. They could see it, but the treatment is still nothing. But the lady said, we can give you a cortisone injection at the site. I'm like, I'll take that one. So I go into this room. It kind of looks like a surgical suite, and there's TV monitors there, and there are a lot of lights, and he's showing me that he's going to take this 10-inch needle, and he's going to look on the TV to guide it into my backside. And then he goes, are you ready? And I still had the clothes on. I came in from the parking lot. I said, do I get a robe or something, like a gown? He goes, no, we're just going to put you up on the table and give you a hoedown. I said, what? He goes, a hoedown. We're just going to put you up on the table and slide your pants like halfway off while you're on the table. I said, like a hoe? He said, yeah, just like we're going to slide your pants halfway off. And anybody else would have been upset that their medical professional had used the term hoedown to describe disrobing before a medical procedure, but not me. I thought it was a hoot. So then he said, well, do you have any questions? I said, sir, I just have one. On your test, did Billy get killed by the goat? That man passed. Dr. Hoedown passed.